students, in the present video session I'll be explaining the concepts of HDLC, that means high level data link control. So we know that HDLC is a bit oriented protocol that can be implemented over either point to point or multi-point links. So this HDLC concept, which is same as that of stop and wait protocol. Suppose if you are concentrating more on theoretical concept, so we can have the protocol like HDLC. Suppose if you are concentrating more on the practical concepts, so we can consider the protocols like PPP, that is point to point protocol, as well as the Ethernet protocol. Configurations and transfer mode. HDLC provides two common transfer modes that can be used in different configurations. So those are, the first one is normal response mode, in short we can call it as NRM, and the second one is asynchronous balanced mode, so that is ABM. So in the case of normal response mode, that is NRM, the configuration is unbalanced. In the diagram we can observe that we are having two configurations here. One is the NRM with respect to point to point link. The second one is NRM with respect to multi-point link. So in the case of NRM, the primary can send the commands, and secondary can respond to the requested command. So similarly with respect to multi-point, the primary can send the command, and secondary, here we can observe that we are having more than one secondary devices. Both the secondary devices can send the responses, but primary cannot receive the response from the secondary. That means the primary cannot behave as the secondary device. Primary can only send the command and secondary devices can only respond to that requested command. So this is with respect to normal response mode, where the configuration is unbalanced. That means secondary cannot send the command here. So the second one is asynchronous balanced mode. So here both the stations can send the commands as well as send the response to the requested commands from the other stations. So here the configuration is balanced one. So this type of configuration can be used nowadays. In order to provide the flexibilities with respect to the configurations and transfer modes, HDLC defines three different types of frames. The first one is information frame, so that means I frame. The second one is supervisory frame, that means S frame. Third one is unnumbered frame, that is U frame. The diagram shows the different frames like I frame, S frame and U frame. So we can use I frame in order to carry user data and control informations, and S frame is used in order to carry the control informations, and the last one is U frame, which is used in order to carry the system management informations. So each frame contains up to 6 fields like flag, address, control, user information, frame check sequence and flag field in the case of I frame. In the case of S frame, flag field, address field, control field, FCS and once again flag field. Similarly with respect to U frame, we have the different fields like flag field, address field, control field, management information, FCS and flag field. So we will take each field in detail. Flag field. The flag field is used in order to provide the synchronization for the receiver. The flag field in the case of HDLC is of 8-bit sequence with the pattern 0 followed by 6 ones and 0. So that identifies both the beginning as well as end of a frame. The second field is address field, which carries the address of the secondary station. Always the address field carries address of the secondary station. Suppose the primary station creates, I will consider one primary and one secondary station. This is primary station, so this is secondary station. We know that address field carries address of the secondary station. Suppose the primary station creates the frame. Suppose primary station creates the frame. So at that instant the address field, address field contains two address. That means to which particular station the primary is sending the data. Because always we have to carry in the address field, we have to carry the address of the secondary station. That means I can consider two address. Suppose the secondary is creating the frame. If the secondary is creating the frame means in the address field, so we have to consider from address. From address. Suppose primary station creates the frame, it contains two address. If a secondary station creates the frame, it contains a from address. An address field can be either 1 byte or several byte long depending upon the size of the network. 1 byte can identify around 128 stations. So larger network requires multiple byte address field. So suppose the address field consisting of only 1 byte of information. It consisting of only 1 byte of information. So that is 0 to 7. Total 8 bits. So now always the last bit will be end with 1. If the address field carries 1 byte of information, always the last bit will be end with 1. Suppose the address field carries more than 1 byte of information, so at that instant all the bytes it will end with 0 and the last one it will end with 1. So all the bytes last bit will be end with 0 but the last bit will be end with 1. Ending each immediate byte with 0 indicates to the receiver that there are more address bytes to come. Control field is 1 or 2 byte segment of the frame which is used in order to provide flow as well as error control. The interpretation of bits in this field depends on the type of the frame. The second one is information field, which is used in order to carry the user data from the network layer or the management information. So the length of the information field may vary depending upon the network size. So the next field is FCS, that is frame check sequence, which in the case of HDLC which provides the error detection field. So it can contain up to 2 to 4 byte CRC value. Control field format for iframe. So we know that iframe is used in order to carry the user data, and it can also include flow as well as error control information. So in the case of iframe, the first bit will be equal to 0. So the first bit defines the type of the frame. Suppose if this bit is 0, that means the type of the frame is iframe. Followed by 3 bits, that is nothing but n of s. So n of s is nothing but sequence number, which defines the sequence number. With 3 bits, we can define the sequence number between 0 and 7. Followed by, once again, here we are having 3 bits. So that is nothing but n of r, which specifies acknowledgement number. So this n of r can be used with respect to piggybacking concept. In between n of s and n of r, we have one more field called as p bar f. So this field is nothing but pool bar final. So this respective field can be set to 1 whenever the either primary is sending the data or secondary is sending the data. So we'll see what happens whenever the primary is sending the data or else secondary is sending the data. In short, we can say call it as the p bar f has the meaning only when the value of p bar f is set to 1. So pool means so I'll consider one primary station, one more is secondary station. So this is secondary. Pool means when the frame is sent from the primary to the secondary. Frame is sent from the primary to the secondary, and we know that always in the address field, suppose if this is the address field, we have to write the address of the secondary station. So in the case of pooling, since the primary is sending the data to the secondary, the address field holds the secondary station address or receiver address, or else the receiver address, that means the secondary station address. So similarly during final, so once again I will consider primary and the secondary. So in this case the secondary is sending the data to the primary, that means an acknowledgement. An acknowledgement is sent from the secondary to the primary. So now the address field holds the address of the sender, because sender in the sense the secondary station, which sends an acknowledgement is our secondary station. Address field holds the address of the sender node. So this is how we can consider the value of p bar f, that means pool bar final. Control field for S frame. Suppose the first 2 bits in the case of control field, if it is set to 10, the type of the frame is nothing but S frame. So it consisting of 3 bits n bar r value, that is n of r value, which holds the acknowledgement number or negative acknowledgement number, followed by one more field, that is p bar f, which specifies pool bar final. So depending upon this value, if it is set to 1, we have to check whether the primary is sending the data or secondary is sending the data. With respect to that, we can fill the address field, and we have 2-bit code value. Here we are having different combinations for the code value. The code value, suppose if it is 0, 0, that means if the code value, if it is 0, 0, that means the receiver is ready to receive the data. If it is 1, 0, receiver is not ready to receive the data. So if it is 0, 1, reject. If it is 1, 1, selective reject. Selective reject. Control field format with respect to U frame. Suppose the first two bits in the control field, if it is 1, 1, the type of the frame is U frame. So it consisting of P bar F field, that is pool bar final, along with 2 bits prefix and 3 bits suffix code value. Together we are having around 5 bits to represent the code value, which is used in order to create up to 32 different types of U frames. So we can say that suppose the control field value, if it is 0, the type of the frame is I frame. If the control field, the first bit, if it is 1, 0, the type of the frame is S frame. If it is 1, 1, the type of the frame is U frame. For any queries, please mail me at sadhana.b@canaraengineering.in. Thank you.